Hi! It's what, May 14th? I've been gone in Illinois. I got back last Thursday and I had a couple days of just mellow house time, errands, doing normal stuff, and now I'm finally back. It's Monday, back to work in reality. For those of you who don't watch for the personal stuff, I'll do the weight loss stuff first and then get into my life afterward. So first of all, I did amazing while I was gone. I've been using this little notebook here, and I've literally just been tracking my calories every time I eat something. It goes in the book. Especially for people on the road, having a mini travel calorie tracker is really useful. So just to show you, this is Monday and Tuesday, and you see what I did. I mean, sometimes I lump things together. I do round, but as long as it's roughly exactly what you ate, it's fine. So anyway, I found this little book to be a tremendous help. And so then what I'm doing is, after I came back, I just wrote in everything that I'd eaten since I was gone on these little stickers in my big book, which may seem redundant to some, but I still like having this massive overview with the dates and other notes, because this little thing is literally just for tracking the calories, no notes or anything. So anyway, going well, but the exciting part was I did great. Look at this. Oh my God! Oh my God! I did so well while I was gone. I found it was actually a lot easier to stick to my calories when I was in environments where I only was eating regular meals and didn't really have any time to eat anything else. I really liked the structure of having 3 meals and just small snacks if I had them at all. I drank a lot more water and a lot less other crap, soda or alcohol while I was gone, and anyway, I did great. So what I did then was I went through my calendar and I marked on the sides the totals for each week. The top number is the amount of days I ate on track with calories, and then the bottom number is the amount of days that I exercised. And I'm aiming for at least 5 and 3, meaning 5 days of the week I'm on my calories, and 3 days of the week at least I'm exercising. So on the weeks that I got at or above those numbers, 5 and 3, I put gold stars. So 3 of my 8 weeks so far have been perfect, and a little more than half of them have been great. So doing well. I feel like I'm losing weight. I'm still not going to step on the scale. I don't feel it's necessary. My size 14 clothes are starting to kind of hang a little loosely. This dress is, I don't know, a 12, I think, and it fits nicely. It's a little small, like I wouldn't have bought it at this size, but I'm trending in that direction, so yes. So anyway, for that time that I was gone, having not planned any exercise and not planned any meals, I did incredibly well. And I did get in a lot of exercise. I even went for a run one of the mornings. My sister went for a run and I went with her, even though I didn't bring any workout clothes. It just worked out that my mom's gym shoes fit me and my sister's extra workout clothes fit me, and so that was exciting. And yeah, so I've been on track. I feel good. This is my dining room, by the way. Welcome. I wanted to tell you about my experience in Illinois just a little bit. I don't want to go into too deep a detail, but basically my grandmother went into hospice, which is where you go under the care of nurses while you die. It's where you have a DNR, do not resuscitate order, which is what my grandma had, which means that if you have complications and you're dying anyway, they're not going to save you because you're dying anyway. Which is kind of a cruel way of saying it, I suppose. I'm not very delicate with my words sometimes, but it was a trippy experience. So my grandma was at home, and nurses came and bathed her and checked on her every day, and she was just progressively declining. The first day that I was in Illinois was the last day that she was speaking. So I got to have a small, short conversation with her. It was very broken, but it was wonderful. And then the next few days I just helped the family, my mom, my aunts and uncles, and everybody. Just my cousins were in and out. My sister Namaste came a few days later and helped everyone take care of grandma and take care of grandpa and the house and like everything he was going through. And I got to spend some hours with my grandma just sitting there talking to her, telling her about my life. She couldn't respond, of course, but I know that she could hear me, and so I was telling her about what I'd been through with Texas and Corey and me, and just how everything sort of evolved to this wonderful space now, and I'm finally feeling like I'm coming out of my shell. And I told her all this stuff, and she listened, of course. And I played some Elvis for her once, which was really kind of cool because she had been non-responsive all day, and suddenly she opened her eyes and was like moving her eyebrows. So that was exciting. But anyway, then on May 5th, she passed away. It was absolutely perfect. The house had been so busy for days with people coming and going and saying, you know, goodbye, hello, just before she was obviously going to pass any day. And then that evening it was just my mom, me and my sister, my uncle and aunt and my grandfather. And we sat around Grandma and we sang and prayed and cried and meditated and told reminiscing stories, and eventually her breathing just was getting more and more shallow and it just stopped. It was actually exactly at sunset. Her window was facing northwest and the sun was going down and down and the sky was getting more and more yellow, and it just started to turn orange, and all of a sudden these orange beams came into the room and were shining on the opposite wall, and within a minute of those orange beams she was gone. So it was like exactly at sunset. It was really beautiful. And to be surrounded by people loving you and telling you, you know, let go, we love you, or, you know, your life has been amazing, it's time for you to move on, do not feel scared, God is with all of us. Oh, it was incredible. I know I shouldn't seem so happy, but I guess there are no shoulds. It was very sad, and there was a lot of crying, and I stayed for the extra wake, funeral, interment, and it was intense, and it was really hard to watch my mom lose her mother. That, I think, was the hardest part, because then I start to see myself as my mom's age and my mom at my grandmother's age, and having to go through this as a mom myself. Oh, that was intense. But overall, it was a very, very good experience. And I've come out of it with this just renewed perspective. You know, usually I don't take a vacation unplanned. Usually I am planning up into the day we leave. I've got everything scheduled and everything's done, and finally it's all done and it's time to go. And I'm prepared for that exit. And then I enjoy the vacation and come back, and I'm still sort of living my life routine because everything's planned. But doing something like this, where just out of the blue, my family says, look, Grandma's gonna die probably in the next week. You need to be here if you want to see her again. And just going, I'm very blessed. Someone said in the comments to be able to do that, and you're correct. I am, but I'm very blessed, yeah. And so to just be able to escape and go immediately and have Corey take care of everything at home and have lots of work stuff and personal stuff up in the air, I had to just let it all go. Even though I hadn't planned, even though I hadn't coordinated, even though none of it was taken care of, I had to just go and just let it fall by the side. And there's something my mom said to me as a little girl which really occurred to me during this experience, which was, sometimes you'll realize when you're an adult, you'll have a moment where you stop doing everything and you realize the world keeps turning. And she has a point there. If you think about it, we tend to think that if we're not doing, going, that the world's just gonna crash all around us and it's all gonna fall apart. But in fact, we do way more than we need to survive. And sometimes you just have to let it all go and do something else. And that was incredible for me. It really gave me perspective because it allowed me to completely and abruptly step out of myself and then reflect back on my life and everything I'm doing here and now from a totally removed vantage point. It was really good for me. So I've sort of seen where I've let myself go. I basically have been living in pajamas for like the last year, and I haven't been exercising, and I've been trying to get things going, but I've been making myself more busy than I actually need to be. And so now I have sort of boiled my life down. I'm taking more time for myself, wearing jewelry and outfits as opposed to just being in PJs every day. And I have to tell you, getting up in the morning and taking a shower and getting dressed and ready, even when you work at home, is such a confidence booster and just an emotional lift. And I've talked about this before on this channel, but it was time for me to go through another phase of, hey, I'm gonna take care of myself now. And so coming with that also, I'm going to spend more time on meditation and exercise, and that will be being built into my new schedule soon. So I'm just feeling really refreshed and rejuvenated and here with you, and I do intend to make a video every week. I will do my best to hold true to that, and I promise you I will start exercising regularly now that I'm back home. By the middle of this week, maybe by Thursday, I'll finally have sort of caught up with everything that I missed, and we'll have time to plan forward and start exercising all these things that I really want to do. So I hope you're doing well. Thank you for hanging in there with me being absent randomly, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!